How's it going, Nitrosites? It's me, the Nitro General here. And if you are like me, you have been playing Pokemon for a long time, and after a while playing through the same games over and over again, it gets a little boring. You want something to spice it up a little bit as you're playing. Now, I know a lot of people feel the same way about me because a lot of people, there's this new thing starting to go around where there are challenge runs through Pokemon games. Now, there's always been, little challenge runs and stuff. Of course, there's always been the basic Nuzlocke, which I have done actually a couple of these. And when I first heard about them, I'm like, there's no way I could actually do that. But it's not as hard as it seems. Basically, just every route, you get one encounter, one Pokemon, get to catch that Pokemon. If you kill it, or you run out of Pokeballs or what, then you don't get the encounter in the route. And if a Pokemon faints, then it's basically dead. You can either choose to put it in the box and never take it out again, or you can just release it. I like to just put them in the box and leave them in the box because then it's kind of like you can see all the Pokemon that you've lost throughout the game. So I've done a lot of these, but there has been a lot of YouTubers and a lot of people who have created their own challenge runs. Now, there are a couple of them that are basically still like the regular Nuzlocke rules, and then there are a lot of them that basically, if a Pokemon dies, it's totally fine. You can get as many encounters as you want, stuff like that. So I'm going to be going over today my top 5 favorite challenge runs. Now, I have not done all of these. I have done most of them, with the exception of one of them, which I just haven't had time to do yet. So I've already explained what the normal Nuzlocke was. Again, these are in no specific order either because they just aren't. But so the first two I'm going to be talking about are basically Nuzlockes, but with a twist on them. So one of my favorite playthroughs, the second ever challenge run, because like I said, the first one I ever did was the Nuzlocke. So the second one I ever did was a Wonderlock, which is basically like, of course, you have to do it in a game where there is Wonder Trade available. So X and Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon. So basically any game past X and Y, there has been this thing called Wonder Trade, where you just send up a random Pokemon and you get a random Pokemon back. And it's really cool because you never really know exactly what you get. It can be literally anything. It could be people trying to get Pokemon, or it could be people doing their own Wonderlock. And in the sense why I've literally gotten Pokemon that you would never even think. I got a Kartana at one point when I was doing it, which was really cool. And then you get the people who I actually got a level 100 shiny Azelf, I think, or Uxie, one of the two, one of the times. And I was like, oh man, I'd like to use this, but I can't because it's level 100 and it probably wouldn't obey me and it wouldn't really be fair. So I just Wonder Traded off again. But yeah, so basically what it is that you can only use Pokemon that you Wonder Trade. Again, if a Pokemon faints, it's dead, can't use it again. You get one encounter per route, and that encounter you Wonder Trade. And whatever Pokemon you get, you use. If it's one that you already have gotten at one point through Wonder Trade, not through catching, through Wonder Trade, you can choose to Wonder Trade it again and get a new one, or you can keep it and use it again if it's something that you want to use again. Basically, the duplicate rule is what people always say. Now, if you find a shiny in the wild, in most of these, if you find a wild shiny, you can use it on a team because of the shiny clause, they say. Yeah, so basically, yeah. And you can implement your own rules about the levels. Sometimes people are just like, oh man, I'm already on the first gym and I just got a level 50 Pokemon through Wonder Trade. I'm going to use it. I tend to not do that because it's not really that fun. My rule is basically 10 levels above the Pokemon that you Wonder Trade. Actually, how am I going to phrase this? Basically, if it's, it can be up to the highest level of your Pokemon on your team. Yeah, so if you get a Pokemon that is 10 levels above the one that you just Wonder Traded, and that's above your highest level, then you can use it. Basically, so you can't use a Pokemon that's higher than your highest level unless it's 10 levels above the Pokemon that you Wonder Traded, if that makes sense. That's basically my rule, so that way I don't get too overpowered. And it works really good in the beginning, but then as you get farther up in the game, you still get nice Pokemon, but if one faints, then you really got to do a lot of grinding, because you probably, if you're up there and you have like level 40s or 50s Pokemon, then you're probably going to have to use like a level 10 or a level 20 for the time being. But I really love doing that. It's so much fun, I think. Yeah, so that's why coming at the number 5 spot is a Wonderlock. If I'm not explaining these completely correct, you can always look them up online and see what other people say about them. Look up the actual rules. The second one, the other Nuzlocke, is called a Team Lock, which basically, in order to do this one, you have to have another player. And the only time I've ever done this is with my buddy Spec Ops. You can check out his channel. I did one of these a while back with him, and it was actually really fun. Now, basically, what I like to do is I like to implement the Wonderlock rule into it. You don't have to, but at the same time, it's cool because you can get literally any Pokemon from Wonder Trade. So basically, you either Wonder Trade and use the same level rules as you did in the Wonderlock, or you just find a wild encounter. And basically, when you catch a Pokemon and your teammate catches a Pokemon, those two are linked. So basically, let's say you catch a Gibble and your friend catches a Roselia. These are linked. If Gibble goes down, your buddy's Roselia goes down. If Roselia goes down, your Gibble goes down. So yeah, and basically, if you have a full team and you get a really good Pokemon and your partner gets a really crappy one and doesn't want to put them on your team, then you can't put yours on your team yet either. They're basically linked. If you have one Pokemon on your team, they have to have the other one on their team, and vice versa. And if one goes down, the other one goes down. So basically, that's, it's really cool. It adds in a lot of stuff where you have to play it really good. If your friend has a really good Pokemon on their team and it's linked with a really bad one on your team, you can either choose not to use it and just leave it in the back, or you can just use it and just play it really carefully, because sometimes you can be like, I know for a fact that I was in a big battle one time and Spec Ops lost one of my good Pokemon and I couldn't use it. You're basically like, well, if he's dead, then can't use him. And it's basically really cool because you guys have to learn to cooperate and basically, be like, all right, fine, I won't use this Pokemon so you can use this one, but then I want you to use this Pokemon so I can use this one, that kind of thing. I think it's really cool. Definitely is one of my favorite ways to play. But again, like I said, you do have to have another person. So it's not kind of one that you can do by yourself. It's just really fun to do. So yeah, that's why coming at the number 2 spot is a Team Lock. So these next 3 basically are not Nuzlocke. So if a Pokemon faints, it's alright. You can use it again. This first one I'm going to tell you is the one that I haven't done yet, because no, there is one more shiny. There is one more Nuzlocke that I have yet to say, so I'll do that one now. It's basically, you probably heard me almost say it, it's called the Shiny Lock. If you guys have been watching my channel, you know that I love shiny Pokemon. I love hunting for shiny Pokemon and everything. So Shiny Lock is pretty much guaranteed something that I would love to do. And basically what it is that you can only use shiny Pokemon. And if a Pokemon faints, it's gone. So basically every route you can choose to shiny hunt for a Pokemon. Usually, since it takes so long, I usually have 6 Pokemon that I want to use, and then I shiny hunt for them, and if one goes down, then I got to think of another one and go back or wait to get it. So I like to do this one on a Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire because because my favorite way to shiny hunt was in the Dex Nav. You can do this in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee 2. It's definitely a good way to do it in those games because it's so easy to get shiny. But in other ways, you can do it in a lot of other games too, but at the same time, it's harder because sometimes the shiny Pokemon odds are a lot higher. So you basically just only use shiny Pokemon, and it's so much fun because, you wait and wait, you finally get that shiny Pokemon, you can move on with the game, and it's so cool because the Pokemon that you're using, not only are you leveling up the shiny Pokemon that you may not have to put in like Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon or something, it's basically just you really, really work to do the game. So, I mean, you could have the only shiny lock I've ever, completely completed took me, 6 months almost to do. Because it took me, 2 or 3 weeks to get every shiny. Especially because you don't have the shiny charm. And, you're not spending 12 hours a day shiny hunting. I spent a couple hours a day shiny hunting and when I could and stuff like that. So it's really, really fun. I really enjoy that, and I definitely highly suggest it to do. So coming at the number 4 spot, the 2 that are not Nuzlocks. The one that I haven't done yet is basically one where you go through the game without catching any Pokemon. And you know, you can probably say, be like, oh, like, how do you do that? How do you not catch a Pokemon and win? Well, basically, a lot of games have free gift Pokemon. You know, like your starters are a gift Pokemon. Basically, anything that doesn't involve you throwing a Pokeball is considered fair game. Fossil Pokemon. Usually, in a lot of games, if you encounter Bill, he'll give you an Eevee, or you know, I think I already said fossil Pokemon. So you know, a bunch of other free Pokemon that people give you. You know, like Shucky the Shuckle from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. As you progress through the game, you basically get these Pokemon for free throughout the game, and as long as you're not throwing a Pokeball, it's completely fair. And it is really hard, and I haven't done it yet because of the fact that it's really, really hard to do, and I want to find the perfect game to do that with. Because I know I saw a YouTuber do one through Platinum, but Platinum is really hard, guys. I haven't completed Platinum in years, and I don't want to try to go through that game with only gift Pokemon. So I'm gonna find like a different game to try to go through it with and try to get only use gift Pokemon. So it's really, really cool. If you want to know the total rules, you can just look it up. But pretty much the only rule is not any Pokemon that you catch, you can't use a Pokeball, or any kind of Pokeball for that matter. And coming in at the #1 spot, which is also one that I haven't completely done, but I'm working on right now, is a solo run. So if you guys don't know what this is, it's basically just a regular Pokemon game, but you can only use one Pokemon. Now, a lot of times people will use emulators to do this because the Pokemon that you want to solo with, you may not be able to access in that game that you're playing, you know, at the very beginning. So a lot of times they'll do emulators and do custom starter Pokemon just to get that one Pokemon that they want. I know that because I'm doing the first one that I did, that I'm doing right now, is a Mewtwo solo run. Is I basically did an emulator and I did a custom starter Pokemon as Mewtwo, and I'm only using Mewtwo through the game. But a lot of people will pick certain games and only use their starter Pokemon throughout the whole game. And a lot of times, you know, you can do it because, you know, if it has a diverse move pool, anything like that, but it's really difficult. But at the same time, you're going to be extremely over leveled because it's only this one Pokemon getting all the XP for everything. So it's really cool, and it's a really test of your Pokemon skills, as if you can play through an entire Pokemon game only using one Pokemon. So I highly, highly suggest that. But yeah, guys, those are my top 5 challenge runs for Pokemon. You know, there are a lot more too. You can definitely go online and find like 20, 30 more different challenge runs. I just know that these are my top 5 ones that I will be doing again, or I look forward to doing or completing. And I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you guys will take some of these to heart and try some of these out in your own games. But if you like this video, if you like this commentary, make sure to leave a like down below. Subscribe if you are new. I would highly love a new member of the Nitrosite army. And yeah, guys, if you don't want to miss another one of my videos when it comes out, make sure you hit that bell. And yeah, guys, I guess I will see you in the next video. So yeah, Nitro General out. Peace.